This message can be titled as eye opener to those who really want to learn, who really want to change, and who really want to make a U-turn to their belief. I know everybody must not like this message, but I can tell you that a lot of people, 95% of people that will watch this message will like it and will embrace it with all their mind, their heart, and soul. Anambra Catholic priest resigns, embraces traditional religion. Anambra Catholic priest resigns, embraced traditional religion. Some people might say this is a propaganda, but the name of the pastor is Dr. Echezona Obiagbosogo, a former Catholic priest for over 17 good years. Then what about you, who is the person that is going to church? When somebody come out and tell you about this kind of thing, about your religion of your forefathers or your ancestors, they become an antichrist to you. They become somebody who is calling the wrath of God upon them. And then God will kill them, God will punish them. God is too busy to kill, because if God can kill, then we shouldn't have been talking about Satan left, right, and center. Because according to what the Bible you are reading told us, that Satan and God were in the same paradise before Satan sinned. And instead of God to kill him, God did not kill him, but cast him down to earth to come and be wreaking havoc in people's lives and families. But you, that just they born you and embrace Christianity, not knowing the religion of your forefathers, it becomes your own. Anytime that somebody talks something or talk about the man of God, hey, you are calling the wrath of God upon yourself. My brother, come on. Wake up here. Let us read this message. I know you will like it. Even if you have not been rethinking, at least by the story of this Reverend Father, it will make you to have what they call a U-turn. Federal government speaks on hiring foreign missionaries to tackle insecurity. According to Yusuf Tuga, who is a foreign, I think, who's what do they call himself? Ministry of Foreign Affairs or whatever they call him. Yeah, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Tuga Yusuf. Anyway, my people, here and this other headline is what we are going to treat this morning. Please like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos. Please give this message a deep thought. A trial may convince you. A former Catholic priest of 17 good years, Dr. Echezona Obiagbosogo, said he has resigned from his position as a priest to embrace African traditional religion. Obiagbosogo, who teaches African traditional religion at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka in Anambra State, said he was fascinated by the traditional African spirituality and the art of rain making. After defending his PhD dissertation titled Rainmaking and Control in Igbo African Medicine on Thursday, he said Africa possesses enormous resources and value which have been eroded by colonial powers. I hope you are listening and you are picking some things. In fact, get your pen and your paper. Not only when your pastor preach, you need to write down. This one you also need to write it down. He disclosed that he spent several months studying under a renowned native doctor, learning the intricacies of the craft, adding that he conducted research intending to recover the lost African values. He said, I have come to realize that my true calling is to serve my people through the ancient traditions of our ancestors. I was a Catholic priest for 17 good years before resigning to embrace the traditional African religion. The topic of my research is rainmaking and control in Igbo African medicine, a case study of Ishieke in Ihiala, local government area of Anambra State. According to Echezona, I partly lived with my maternal grandfather, who was a traditionalist, while my father was a Christian before he passed away. Though he was a Christian, he still believed in traditional materials and worshipping. He was an agriculturist with trees around the compound, always brought in new ones, some of which he said were medicinal. So I learned from him to appreciate nature. My background is also significant. I was once a Catholic priest. Reverend Father, I began this research as a priest 5 years ago. Then I left the priesthood. So now I am married. Everything about this research stemmed from my curiosity about nature and God. The research reflects my curiosity about spirituality and the nature of God. As a priest, I had the opportunity to work in health sectors, and I understand what health is all about. He explained further, I conducted this research with the intention of recovering our lost African values. There was one of my father's friends, and when I was in the seminary, my people. When I was in the seminary, I founded a school called the Society for African Culture. Even still in the seminary school, he still believed in tradition. During that period, we invited my father's friend to demonstrate that rainmaking was possible. He came and made it rain. This experience led me to investigate it in an academic way. My research in rainmaking and control is rooted in finding the truth and understanding how nature doctors contribute to preserving African values. I discovered that it is indeed a reality and done by Dibia, which is in bracket native doctors. I am not turning my back on God, but rather I am embracing the divine in a more meaningful and authentic way. Yes, there is God, Chukwu Okiabiama, Ekekerowa, so nobody is disputing that fact. Obiabo Sogo also shared his thoughts on the relationship between magic, religion, and science, adding that civilization began with magic, moved to religion, and today we are talking about nanoscience and other fields. The white man was able to explore these magical laws, codify them, and call them science. So science is essentially what was once a magic, according to Obiabo Sogo, sorry to say. We also assess these magical laws, which we call African magic or religion. It is not the African magic or Nollywood. The African magic of Nollywood is one of the tools used to destroy our culture and values, and that is the simple truth. Nollywood did a lot of harm to us than good. Growing up, you believe that when you do kakakoko, then demons begin to fall. They destroy all our culture all in the name of making money. Africans and their timidity. African magic is actually African science, which remains unexplored. We must begin to modify, codify, and document it for posterity. When asked about his decision to leave the priesthood, Obiabo Sogo said, life is a process. Things happen and people begin to look left and right. One important thing is for the person to know themselves. If you understand yourself and remain open to reality, you will begin to make decisions for your life. He declined to discuss the specifics of his resignation, saying it was a matter of personal conviction. You get the point now? In case for doubters or for latecomers, this message is for you. Federal government speaks on hiring foreign missionaries to tackle insecurity. The federal government of Nigeria has retreated its opposition to using foreign missionaries as a solution to the country's security challenges, arguing that such an approach is unsustainable. Instead, the government is prioritizing the partnership to localize military equipment production, particularly through collaboration with China to reduce reliance on imports and associated delays. Nigeria News reports that this position was highlighted on Tuesday during a joint press conference at the presidential villa in Abuja, featuring Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Yusuf Tuga and his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi. The briefing coincided with Wang Yi's official visit to Nigeria to enhance bilateral relations. The visit reflects the strengthening ties between Nigeria and China as both nations reaffirmed their commitment to addressing regional security issues and fostering economic development through strategic collaborations. During the press briefing, Ambassador Tuga underscored that private military companies, regardless of origin, are not a viable solution to Nigeria's security problems. He emphasized Nigeria's leadership role in addressing regional peace and security concerns, advocating for collaborative efforts within Africa. We are looking to work with partners like China to localize the production of military hardware. This will eliminate unnecessary delays and ensure we are self-sufficient in addressing our society needs, or rather our security needs. Tuga said, stressing the importance of developing both kinetic and non-kinetic military equipment domestically. Wang Yi's visit builds on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's earlier state visit to China in 2024, which laid the groundwork for expanded cooperation in economic and political spheres. Key discussions included agreements on energy, agriculture, infrastructure, and petrochemical development. The Chinese foreign minister praised Nigeria leadership in Africa and welcomed the country's plans to issue panda bonds under the bilateral currency swap agreement, initially signed in 2018 between the Central Bank of Nigeria and the People's Bank of China. The agreement is valued at 15 billion Chinese yuan. Wang Yi also invited Nigeria to explore opportunities to issue panda bonds, renminbi, panda bond to renminbi, denominated bonds in China's domestic market, highlighting their potential to generate revenue for critical infrastructure projects such as railway modernization, according to Wang Yi of China, who visited the people of Nigeria, or rather, who visited Abuja, because every contract they are signing is for them, not for you or me. Moving forward, U.S. Supreme Court denies Trump's bid to block hush money sentencing. Wow. The United States Supreme Court had rejected an emergency request by President-elect Donald Trump to halt his sentencing in a hush money case. In a 5-6 decision on Thursday, the court, which includes 3 Trump-appointed justices, ruled that the sentencing will proceed as scheduled on Friday, which is today. The brief on signed order stated that the sentencing burden on Trump's duties as president-elect was relatively insubstantial, especially since he could attend the hearing virtually. According to AFP, Judge Joan Marchand, who presided over the case, had previously indicated plans to impose an unconditional discharge, meaning Trump will face no jail time, fines, or probation. Trump, 78, was convicted in May on 34 counts of falsifying business records linked to hush money payments to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. He is the first former president to be convicted of a crime and first convicted felon set to serve in the White House, with his inauguration scheduled for January 20th. Following the Supreme Court decisions, Trump took to Truth Social, expressing gratitude to the court for attempting to remedy the injustice and accusing Judge Marchand of being highly political and corrupt. He maintained his innocence, calling the charges fake, and vowed to continue appealing his conviction. Trump's legal team argued that the sentencing would be a grave injustice and sought to extend immunity typically granted to sitting presidents to presidents-elects. However, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg dismissed this claim, asserting that Trump was a private citizen at the time of his charges and conviction. defendant makes the unprecedented claim that the temporary presidential immunity he will possess in the future fully immunizes him now, weeks before he can even take the oath of office. Bragg argued, adding that the Supreme Court has no jurisdiction over a state court proceedings. The court's majority, including Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Amy Coney Barrett, joined 3 liberal justices in rejecting Trump's plea, while 4 conservative justices Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, and Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh supported his request. Judge Merchan has allowed Trump to attend the sentencing virtually and retreated his inclination towards an unconditional discharge. Trump's certification as the winner of the 2024 presidential election earlier this week marked his political comeback 4 years after the Capitol riots that followed his 2020 loss. Despite this legal setback, Trump remains poised to assume the presidency for a second term in the White House. So my wonderful people, now here, me go take leave on. Make una digest this message and let me know what you think at the comment section. We will be right back again with another blockbuster. Don't forget today, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Kemesiano, my wonderfully made Biafran brothers and sisters.